Hi, Internet people. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Today is Christmas Day, and Gary's most favorite pie is pecan pies. So, Harry Butler...
Perry.
Perry. Sorry, Perry. Merry Christmas to everybody. It is early Christmas afternoon. I'm starting our pecan pie to have with our prime rib for dinner. We'll do the prime rib, sweet potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes, and a salad, and of course asparagus. But the most favorite thing of Gary, other than the prime rib, is pecan pie. So today I am making a pecan pie from Perry Butler.
Yes.
Sent us a bunch of pecans. They're here. I had used some and some peanut stuff I made. So I am making a pecan pie. What I'm doing is I'm remeasuring and resifting my flour. I thought about bird fricassee, but she's way too small. So there's 1 cup. I'm not good at measuring. I'm trying to do stuff. There's 2 cups. A bit of some salt. This is my pie crust, and then I resift it. And then I use lard for the pie crust. It's because Mama always used lard, and Grandmother always used lard. It will make a better pie crust. It's more flaky. The main thing with making a great pie crust is all your ingredients are cold except for your flour. Your lard's cold, your water's cold, and I put a tiny bit of butter in it.
We haven't got a bear in quite a while. We have made it with bear too.
Yeah. So it calls for 2/3 lard.
Would it be easier to melt that, or does it do something weird?
No, you need to keep it. You don't want to melt it. Not for... I know there are recipes that you can use melted shortening for pie crust, but I just don't think they give you that pie the flavor you really want with it. And I don't think it makes it nice and fluffy.
Oh.
I don't know if fluffy is the word to use, but it's close enough. And I add a little bit of butter to it. I have seen recipes where they add vodka. I've never tried that, so maybe one day I'll do that.
Huh. A drunken pecan pie.
Throw that in there. Yeah. So,
What's this, just more flour?
it's more flour because I'll have to clean my mess right here, and I'll blow my dough out on it.
Oh.
So you do this. And this does take a little bit of a while because you want it looking kind of like cornmeal in a way. You don't want real big chunks of the lard, or people use shortening or whatever you use. After you kind of use your pastry blender, you can feel that it's kind of wanting to hold together. So what I do is, you want ice cold water. The colder the water, actually the better it is.
Huh.
So, this is my measuring spoon. So that's more or less about 6. Might be more, might be a little less. And then you kind of start turning it into a ball. It's a little sticky, that's kind of what you want. It is too. The dogs usually hang out below me simply because I'm kind of a messy cook.
Yeah.
She got flour all over her too. The one dog, Dottie, she got in trouble, so she's moping. Then, if you get it into a nice ball, you see it's just a little bit sticky. Take flour. And this is going to be your rolling surface. You don't want to knead it a whole lot, but you want to make it well, it's a little bit easier to handle and not start sticking to your rolling pin. And I use the pie dough. I'll use my marble one because it's a little cold.
That thing really hurts when she whacks me with it.
I never whacked you with it yet.
You have.
Not that
Mostly when I'm stealing cookies.
Yeah. And then you just start rolling it out. And you can see in it, that's just the butter that's in there. Well, at least I never hung you like I did my brother.
Yeah.
That could be coming.
We'll have to tell that story one day. Cindy got mad at her brother when they were kids. They were playing cowboys and Indians, so she hung him from a tree.
So welcome back. In my little bowl right here, I beat 3 eggs really good with a 1/2 cup of sugar. And you want to make it really smooth. Then, you gotta have this in it. Doesn't call for it. But I always figure a cap full of booze doesn't hurt anything. It gives it the flavor.
That's for sure.
And then...
Gotta have rum and brandy to cook with, and a little in the food too.
Or like the old saying, don't trust the skinny chef.
Yeah.
So this is dark caramel syrup. Put that in there. We're getting there. And then, last of all, 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. Make sure you use butter. Mix all that around. Excuse me, Cora, I'm sorry I'm in your way. Like I said, the dogs really like it when I cook.
What?
See how nice it is looking? You got it all well mixed. I've had some recipes that say you put these on the top. I have some that say you just mix them in. It's about a cup, more or less. Put a little bit more in. I ate some too.
Thank you very much for those pecans.
They're so good.
I love pecan pie. Cindy made some cookies too that she didn't tell me about using up the pecans over.
I didn't use them all left. There's still part of the bag.
There's still quite a bit in there.
Gary likes pecans, and being that I grew up in Wisconsin, I love hickory nuts.
Yeah.
My mom used to make the best hickory nut cake ever. They're work, but we sure are good. So, like I said, I'm kind of a messy cook. So I take and kind of pinch the edges of this. Don't step on the dog. Pour that in.
Oh, that looks good. Looks like it needs some more pecans though.
Dog hair?
I think it's yours.
Yes. There isn't a meal without some kind of hair in it.
No, not in
Usually
this
dog
house.
hair.
Yeah, I can't imagine where it would come from.
And a few extra on top. And then extra dough.
There's enough there for another pie or two.
See, the cookies didn't use that much.
No, the cookies are good too.
The cookies are called Little Scotties. They're made with Scotch whiskey, pecans, and what are they? Butterscotch chips. And they have make them with the real butterscotch chips. Don't skip and buy the fake ones that are just flavored. So this extra crust is just so that we can have a little treat.
Yeah, the fried up pie crust like that and a cup of coffee is pretty tasty.
My aunt, who has now since passed away, she would put caraway seeds on them with a little black pepper. It was actually really good. So, well, Cora. So, the oven is at 375 for about 40 to 50 minutes. Or until it sets. So this recipe comes out of this old Betty Crocker cookbook that I've had for more than 30 years. And I actually put the...
Where is it?
Right here. But I put the booze in it. So, but I add the brandy and rum to it, like I said, a capful. I'm not good at measuring stuff. I just kind of throw stuff together. But this is a really old book that I've had forever.
That's awful good.
So it takes about 40 to 50 minutes to cook. You kind of watch it. You need to... I always use a timer just in case, because sometimes I forget. But it'll be, you want it firm, but if it jiggles a little bit, anytime you take anything out of the oven, it will still cook for at least a few minutes afterwards. So the main thing is don't overcook it. Usually, it depends upon ovens. Some it takes 50 minutes, some it takes 40. I set my timer for 45 to split the difference.
Cool.
We'll see you in a while.
When I was still guiding hunters, one of the hunters showed up with an oatmeal pie. And I thought, that doesn't even sound very good. And it was basically a pecan pie, but oatmeal instead of pecans. And I got looking up on it after I come back out of the woods, and I guess during the Civil War, the Yankees basically stole all the pecans and they wanted pecan pie, and so they made it out of oatmeal. And it's really surprising. It's really good. You really can't tell the difference too much. So that's different, but it's good. She also makes a green apple pie that tastes like an apple pie. Or not green apple, green tomato pie that tastes like an apple pie. So, oddball stuff, but it's tasty. Do that again. Ooh. Yummy.
Still got a ways to go.